Today, we're talking about a hero you might not know, but whose story you'll never forget. His name is Rick Rescorla, and on September 11th, 2001, his actions saved thousands of lives. Rick was the head of security for the financial services firm Morgan Stanley, located high up in the South Tower of the World Trade Center. Now, Rick wasn't your typical corporate security guy. He was a retired U.S. Army colonel, a decorated Vietnam veteran, and a man who understood risk like few others. Years before 9/11, back in 1993, the World Trade Center was attacked by a truck bomb in the parking garage. That event changed everything for Rick. He became convinced that the towers were a major target and that a future attack was not a matter of if, but when. He believed the next attack would come from the air. While many saw the towers as symbols of strength, Rick saw a vulnerability. So, he did something that many of his colleagues found annoying, even a little crazy. He started preparing, relentlessly. Rick designed and implemented a rigorous evacuation plan for all 2,700 Morgan Stanley employees. He made them practice it over and over again, drilling them to leave their desks, ignore the elevators, and march down the stairwells in an orderly fashion. He'd time them with a stopwatch, pushing them to be faster, to be calmer, to treat every drill like it was the real thing. Some people grumbled, they rolled their eyes, and these were busy bankers and traders, not soldiers. But Rick was adamant. He knew that in a crisis, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. He was determined to make their training second nature. Then came the morning of September 11th, 2001. At 8:46 a.m., a plane struck the North Tower. The building shuddered, and chaos erupted. But in the South Tower, an announcement came over the Port Authority's public address system. It told everyone to remain calm and stay at their desks. The building, they said, was secure. Imagine that moment. Official instructions telling you you're safe, while your eyes see smoke and fire billowing from the tower next door. Most people hesitated, confused. But Rick Rescorla did not. He had already seen what he needed to see. He grabbed his bullhorn and his walkie-talkie and immediately overrode the official announcement. "This is not a drill," he declared. He ordered a full evacuation of all Morgan Stanley employees. Now, he didn't wait for permission. He didn't second-guess his instincts. He trusted the years of preparation and his own assessment of the threat. As thousands of people began pouring into the narrow, crowded stairwells, panic could have easily taken over. But Rick was there. He moved from floor to floor, directing the flow of people, keeping them moving, and he did something remarkable. To keep spirits up and drown out the sounds of terror, he started singing. Through his bullhorn, his voice echoed in the stairwell. He sang patriotic songs and old military tunes. One survivor remembered him singing "God Bless America." He was a calming, steady presence in the midst of unimaginable fear. He was their shepherd, guiding his flock down more than 70 flights of stairs to safety. His drills had paid off. The employees moved quickly and calmly, just as they had practiced so many times before. Because of Rick's foresight and his decisive action against official orders, nearly 2,700 people from Morgan Stanley made it out of the South Tower before it was struck by the second plane at 9:03 a.m. But Rick's work wasn't done. After ensuring the vast majority of his people were out, he turned around. He was last seen heading back up the stairs, determined to make sure no one was left behind. He told a colleague on the phone, "I have to get my people out." Shortly after, at 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed. Rick Rescorla was among those who did not make it out. He was one of the 13 Morgan Stanley employees who were lost that day, most of whom were security personnel, including Rick, who stayed behind to help others. But because of him, thousands of other families did not have to grieve a lost loved one. Rick Rescorla embodied the phrase he once told a friend, "As soon as I see something wrong, I act." On September 11th, his actions saved thousands. He was a true hero, whose legacy is not just in the lives he saved, but in the powerful lesson he left behind. Prepare for the worst, trust your gut, and have the courage to act. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more stories of remarkable individuals. We'll see you next time.